Ball across, it's tapped home! And it's the skipper, George Johnson! It's absolutely wonderful from Scott Fraser. Barnsley scores in front of the crowd! Takes a shot!
Five games unbeaten in the league, but we need to turn draws into wins if we are to move up the table. And with a busy Christmas period coming up, Michael Appleton will certainly be hoping the improved club's away form continues today with 3 points at Barnsley. And last season's playoff finalists are the hosts, and Neil Collins' side sit just 2 points outside the playoff places. The Tykes have beaten Wycombe and Reading in the last two league outings, and in Devante Cole have one of the league's leading strikers. With less than 45 minutes until kick-off, let's take a look at what we've got coming up. We'll hear from Michael Appleton, who spoke to CharltonTV ahead of today's game. We'll take a sneaky peek into the day in the life of Teo Edun. And we'll hear from Ashley Maynard-Brewer after he visited the EFL Schools Cup at Charlton's training ground earlier this week. Well, it's a very warm welcome to everybody around the world watching on Charlton TV. If you haven't already, please get your match pass and streaming now. Just £10 to watch, see how the boys get on against Barnsley away. Delighted to say that Brownie and, Curbs. Where is he?
I think Ginge made him go Christmas shopping.
So, Curbs, how are you?
Oh dear.
Okay. Look, no, Curbs literally is just round the corner. As ever, he's been stuck in a bit of traffic. He did have to do a little bit of a detour, and we will have a bit of a laugh with him. But until then, Brownie, it's just you and I. Can I just say as well, by the way, well done to Greg Stubley. He made his debut as a presenter last week. And I know the production boys absolutely loved working with him, and he came across really well, didn't he?
He did very well, yeah. Because you chuck something at somebody late, and I guess you can't say no because it's a big thing. But yeah, Greg was nervous, and he did really well.
Well, he said it's always handy to have someone like you and Curbs in. He asked one question before he knew it was kick-off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Curbs, you can't stop him. This is the only reason I'm getting a word in today. Curbs is not here. Normally I sit here in silence.
we are expecting Curbs very shortly in the next few minutes. He's going to be fuming as well. He was fuming on the phone, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he phones, warn him that it's live, because otherwise it could be a few beeps.
I'm going to. I mean, we did actually say we can't unlock the gates, which we can't as well, so give us a call. So I'm waiting with the phone here right now. We'll see how that one goes. Look, I mean, I haven't been here for last few weeks, and I have missed it. I'm sure you've missed me as well. But to be fair, we went out on Monday night, didn't we?
We did.
We had a really good night.
We had a great night, yeah, catching up with some ex-teammates and some sponsors, and obviously Jason Morgan was there, so it was a good night.
Talking point from the evening, without a doubt, Rob Lee not being happy he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I've never seen him get so aggressive, never. And he's kept moaning about, how can I be in the Newcastle one, not in the Charlton one, and then he was distraught because he lost in a vote to me. And he was trying to compare our careers, and actually it turns out, Rob, you only got 8% of the vote. You know, because it's done a bit on personality, and he's not got a great one, has he? You know, you're talented, Rob. Don't take it personally, Rob. You're a talented player, and in my opinion, you should be in it. But you're not, and I smashed you, 86% of the vote. You know, sorry, Rob. He can't be helped.
You just, honestly, he was so... He needed about half an hour to recover. I think he did. How are you in terms of the Christmas build-up? Am I right in thinking you're a bit sort of Scrooge-like, you know, a bit bar humbug?
No, not really. No, Mrs. Brown drags me through December, really, and into January.
Literally?
Yeah, because it's I hate going out in December. And this is the reason why, because Curbs isn't here. You know, everyone ducks out with a couple of weeks to go. You're in queues of traffic, queues at the till. I hate it. It doesn't make me a bar humbug. I really enjoy the day. You know, we'll have everybody round to us, and we'll have a good day. Yeah. But I don't like the build up to it. I hate everything about getting stuck in queues. Yeah.
Or just buy early.
Yeah, so that's one option. I don't really buy. Mandy does it all. I have the two kids, and she does everybody else. That's how we.
Tell us what your Christmas is like in the Brown household.
Yeah, I mean, I've got two grown-up kids, 27, 24, and you know, I think George is staying at his girlfriend's for the morning, then ours in the evening, and then my daughter's doing the opposite. So you know, but at some point we'll have 15 for dinner. Yeah, everybody come round and sit there and have some dinner. Yeah.
And does Mandy get stressed?
Well, yeah, she does. Yeah,
that's a lot to cook for.
Yeah, she does. She's not really having the in-laws, so when they turn up, she gets a right on.
Does she?
Oh yeah.
I hope they're not watching Charlton TV.
Yeah, of course they're not. They don't even know I'm here.
Still waiting on that phone call from Curbs. Let's talk about the football, shall we? Look, I mean, after what happened last week, it was a real downer, but it is 5 unbeaten in the league at the moment. So, how do you feel where we are right now?
Well, I think you summed it up quite nicely in your intro, which was got to turn the draws into wins. We definitely dropped 2 points last week, despite the fact I thought Cambridge were good value for the point. And I think Neil Harris said afterwards, we should have had all 3. A bit optimistic, but you know, considering they were 2-0 down, and that's the bit I focus on. We were 2-0 up at home, you know, and you can't let those kind of leads slip against teams like Cambridge. No disrespect to them, but you've got to be putting them away.
So what do you put that down to then, the fact that we can't turn draws into wins?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because we were not in any, you know, in terms of, it got to the 87th minute and we kind of thought it was done and dusted. And then we give away a set piece. And what I can't explain to you, Scotty, is we were pretty decent up to that point. If we didn't win the first header, we were competing. And then we got to the second one, made a block or we cleared it. And then inexplicably, you let a free header from 6 yards out on the 87th minute. And then you do open yourself up to that equaliser, even though it wasn't a penalty. I'm sure we'll address that at some point later on in the programme. But yeah, I don't honestly know, other than the fact that there's lapses of concentration across the 90 minutes, whether it happens in the 87th or the 33rd. We have lapses of concentration.
Oh, sorry, I've got to stop you there. He's calling.
Here we go.
Curbs, you're live on Charlton TV. Please don't swear. Where are you?
Well, I'm outside the ground, and as usual, it's locked up. So you better send someone out here quick, because the way I feel, I might just go home.
Guy, someone from production will come and get you, Curbs. We know you've been in the car for about 5 hours already this morning.
I'm behaving myself.
We look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much for not swearing live on Charlton TV.
Okay.
See you shortly.
I might swear later.
Absolutely. Look, actually, I've got so many more questions in terms of the club and January and stuff like that. So let's wait until Curbs gets through. So let's hear from Michael Appleton, shall we, who spoke to Charlton TV on arrival up at Oakwell.
Michael, we're here in Barnsley to take on a side 3 places above us. You've made one change from last Saturday. Do you want to talk us through that?
Yeah, I mean, Teddy's been performing pretty well over the last week or so in training, responded to sort of not being in the squad the other week, and the fact that he's coming up against a side that he knows pretty well from last season and had a decent spell here. I'm hoping that'll be enough for him from a motivational point of view to sort of do one on over them.
I was going to ask that question because in recent weeks we've come up against players who wanted to prove something against us, so you're hoping for the reverse? Absolutely,
yeah, and like I say, he's been sharp the last sort of 3 or 4 training sessions, so I'm hoping he can sort of reproduce that in the game today against, like I say, a side he's familiar with. He knows what they're about. He obviously had a decent spell here last year, and hopefully he'll turn it on today.
After last weekend's draw, it's a game that's actually quite important to pull us away from teams just below us and keep us in touch with the teams above us.
Yeah, it is, and it's one of them as well where obviously we're in a situation. Obviously the cup competitions panned out the way they did, but we are 5 games unbeaten in the league, and we want to continue that run if we can do. And this is a type of place very similar to like the Wigan away and the Portsmouth away, where we'll be backed really well by our own fans and hopefully try and get a similar sort of results.
As you say, we're in good league form. Barnsley also a good side, we know that, but 4 out of their 5 defeats have come here at Oakwell. You're hoping to capitalise on that?
Hopefully, there's an expectation here, as there is at some of the other big clubs in the division similar to ourselves. They've sort of plied their trade high up the leagues for a good many years, and obviously they're the team that, when they do go into the Championship and come back down to League One, there's an expectation to go back up, and we know that the task is going to be tough. They're a good side, they're a crossing team, got a couple of really good strikers up top, so it's going to be a difficult afternoon.
Thanks, Michael. Good luck.
Yeah, it won't be easy at all. One change from last week's draw then. Boban Tedic comes in for Harry Ryler. Tedic on loan at Barnsley last season, as Michael was just saying there. I personally think it's always a good idea to play players who are up against their world clubs. I used to lift myself a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. You can understand why. And Harry Ryler come bursting onto the scene against Reading and did okay. Didn't perform so well on Saturday. He's a young kid. His time will come. And I can understand sort of why he's gone the way he has. Chem Campbell coming back in the team. He seems to tend to do this, Michael. A player that's out in the wilderness, he'll bring him back in. And I think he's just trying to garner a reaction from the player. So Tedic needs opportunities up front. He hasn't really set the world alight, in terms of playing down the middle on his own, and he needs a little bit of a performance. So perhaps against Barnsley, who was at last year, there's a little point to prove maybe, but it gives him another opportunity.
Well, it's good to know the camera's going to be nice and clean anyway. Kick off.
Yeah.
But talking about Scott Fraser playing in that 4-2-3-1 with the ball, it's going to be a 4-3-3, isn't it? With him pushing on a bit.
Yeah, I think when we're in possession, Fraser will advance ahead of Dobson, and Dobson will sit in front of Thomas and Hector, and then it's about which one of them breaks the lines if they can. And I've actually been praising Scotty Fraser a little bit more on his defensive duties. He's been tracking players, trying to make challenges on the edge of our box, but in reality, I kind of like him. He needs to get up the other end of the field and start producing. You know, we know he's got a goal in the locker. We saw it. We have seen it previously. And if he's given time and space, he's got the ability to unlock. So, you know, I want to see us in control of possession. That for spells long enough to see him get in advanced areas.
Yeah. What do you think about Chem playing in that role and Alfie out wide?
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously everyone will say, well, he wears the 9. He's a centre forward, but Alfie is, you know, quite versatile. He can play where Chem Campbell is in the graphic there. He can come in off the right, and he's not playing wide right. If you see the goal from last week, we made a substitution at half-time. Kanu comes in, he drives down the right, and as soon as Kanu breaks down the right, Alfie May's run his diagonal straight into the centre of the box. We get a bit of fortune, it rebounds off the defender, but who's there to pile drive it in the back of the net? Alfie May. So I won't worry too much where the graphic shows him. He doesn't really stay out there. He's looking to get beyond Tedic or pop up on what would be the old inside right, and you know, it's not really a right midfield sort of slot. It's more an inside channel attacking position.
Yeah, lots going on in League One today with Bolton, who lost to Portsmouth in front of the Sky Sports cameras on Monday, hosting Matt Taylor's Bristol Rovers. Cambridge, who stole a point of us last week, how dare they welcome Blackpool. Going further down that page, and Paul Warren's Derby are in excellent form at the moment. They'll be looking to continue that with Wycombe visiting this afternoon. Oxford have struggled since the departure of Liam Manning and will be hoping to get back to winning ways against next week's visitors to the Valley, Burton Albion, who of course dismissed manager Dino Maria last weekend. And at the bottom of that list, at top of the table, Portsmouth travel to Shrewsbury, while Steve Evans' Stevenage side have continued their surprise run and host out-of-form Exeter. And let's have a look at the table, Brownie, shall we? I mean, and start with Monday night's game, because it was an impressive victory for Portsmouth. It takes them 6 points clear of second of Bolton. Obviously, Bolton have 2 games in hand, but more importantly, third. A lot can change, of course. We're still not even halfway through the season. But do you get the feeling this could finally be their year?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, that is a big win for Portsmouth. And they're another team who have, you know, when they got up to the top of the league, you're sitting there going, it's a really good start to the season. Can they maintain it? And they absolutely are. It's a very impressive victory, that, over Bolton Wanderers. And they needed it, because with that game in hand, if they'd lost that one, you know, they'd have been level on points with Bolton with the game in hand. So it was an important victory for Portsmouth. But the surprise package for me, and I don't like giving the guy too much credit, but Stephen, you know, with the budget they've got, hello, Curbs.
We might have to come back in vision here, you know, just to... Here he is. Curbs, how are you feeling?
Why? I hope it's a better match.
Well, listen, is that the last time you'll drop a present off?
No, honestly. The tunnel's still blocked, they reckon. Keeps come up on the radio, don't go nowhere near the Dartford Bridge.
How many years you've been travelling in that way now?
No, but then everybody is going to the Blackwell Tunnel.
How many years you've come in that way? It's got to be 40, isn't it?
Get yourself mic'd up, Curbs. Come on.
No, it's my fault.
Come on.
I should never have volunteered.
80% fee today.
I don't think you volunteered. You had no choice, did
No,
you?
I did volunteer.
Did you? Yeah. Mistake. Rookie.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
I'll tell you the full story later.
Christmas month? Rookie mistake.
He looks like he's calmed down a bit. So let's go back to the table, shall we? You all right? Deep breath?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah? We're just talking about the table, Curbs, and I'll tell you what I will do. I'll ask you about us. 9 points off the playoffs at the moment.
Well, 9 points the other way, isn't it?
Well, let's look up rather than down at the moment. Where do you feel we are right now?
Where we are. I think today's going to be a big thing. That's a big game away to Barnsley, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we get pumped here today, I think it'll tell us where we are. If they're top 6, Barnsley or Barnsley are looking to get top 6, then 34 points, aren't they? And what are we on? They're on 34.
27 we're on.
Yeah, 27.
7 points off them.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, so it'll make a big hit, won't it, if we can get to the result today?
It certainly would. I feel like we should talk more about football, but I mean, we've got to explain here what's happening. So go on, just quickly explain what's happened.
Right. 12 o'clock, just about to leave, my wife went to me, you can't drop this present off at John's. John's is Axis, all right? That means I've got to go Dartford Tunnel, which, okay. So I'll keep going, like an idiot. I've got the music on, not got like LBC or something with the traffic. But so get to the M25, big sign, hour and 15-minute delay from junction 29 to the tunnel. So now I've got to get off it. So I get off it on the A12, and it has been chaos ever since getting to the Blackwall Tunnel. It's took me 2 hours and 35 minutes to get here.
It did laugh. You called us up and you said, I've been in the car for an hour and a half and I've gone to John's, then across,
trying to get the John's, and then I'm back at my house.
Back to Redbridge. It took you
back near my house.
An hour and a half later.
Hour and a half later.
So the present's still in the car?
Yes, staying in the car. All over Christmas now. It's not for John, it's for someone else as well.
Unbelievable. Anyway, great to have you here. 3 of us together.
A bit of a flu and cough and cold, but
good.
Trojan. My missus went, my missus said to me, why are you going in? You're not being well. I said, because I want to give it to them too before I go away.
It's a shock. Been the most generous thing he's ever given me.
Yeah. Oh, you want to give it to us, and now it's the other way around. That's the way it works.
Yeah. And make you suffer.
OK, look, great to see you, and plenty to talk about from here on in. But let's talk about Charlton's women, shall we? And Kate Longhurst was on Charlton TV last week, head of Charlton's 6-0 FA Cup win over Bournemouth. Karen Muir and Melissa Johnson scored twice in the win, while Angela Addison and Carla Humphrey also found the net. A tie away to either Ipswich or Lewis awaits in round 4 for Karen Hill's table-topping Addicts. And Brownie, a 6-0 win. The first goal came in the 55th minute, but great to advance to the next round of the Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And if it turns out they draw Lewis, I should pop down. That's not far from me. But yeah, I think it doesn't matter when the goals come, does it?
No.
You know, it really doesn't matter. And actually, sometimes when you watch a game and the team's holding on and you break the deadlock, it kind of breaks the opposition, and you can go on and get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But great win, good to advance through to the next round. And yeah, I don't know who's favourites out of it, Ipswich and Lewis, but Lewis are not bad. You know, they punch well above their weight considering the size of the club.
And Curbs, the women's team are away to Sheffield United tomorrow, Bramall Lane.
Yeah, nice.
Good memories of Bramall Lane?
No, not here. I didn't have a good time here.
Really?
No, we didn't do well.
Sheffield Wednesday was a bit better, but not. No, but actually, as you know, I have a vote for the women's manager of the month, and when I put my vote in like a couple of weeks ago, I had to put underneath it, I know she's from Charlton and so am I, but I think Karen wins it. And they came back to me and went, it's all right, she's won it.
Right, brilliant.
So, yeah.
Without your vote?
Without my vote.
Yeah. So we're hoping that she gets a lot better result tomorrow than you two did back in the day.
Yeah. We've done nothing in the Cup. The only time we had a real good chance, went to Bolton in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was the one.
Got done, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then at Old Trafford, when Schmeichel got sent off.
Yeah, I know, but
I was in that game.
Yeah, Schmeichel got sent off, didn't he? And they went down to 10 men, 0-0. Kim Grant went through, didn't he?
Yep.
And
Got upended,
I thought, right, we've got a real chance here.
Fergie said at half-time, apparently, just take him back to the Valley. 45 seconds in the second half, Mark Hughes scored.
He went, from a corner. I don't know who was marking him. But anyway...
I was expecting the gig shout. He was moonwalking off the pitch again.
No, but apparently Fergie wanted to do one thing, and Brian Kidd convinced him to do something else. And I think he was going to put Roy Keane at right back and whatever. And they just changed it and put Paul Parker on and took someone else off. And
the rest is history.
Yeah.
But well done to Karen because doing really well in the league at the moment as well.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely. OK, now Charlton goalkeeper Ashley Maynard-Brewer made an appearance at the EFL Kids Cup at Sparrows Lane this week. Let's take a look.
So we've got the EFL Kids Cup this morning, obviously being held at the training ground on the academy pitches, so it's great to host the event. This is our local round, so we've had 24 schools here today taking part. It's a big tournament. It's great to have so many schools involved, and from this tournament here, the winners will actually represent Charlton at the regional finals, which will be held at another southern EFL football club.
Yeah, it's been good fun. Everyone looks like having a great time. With their mates, their local team. I think they said 24 schools came down, and yeah, they all look like they're having a good time. This little girl here's made some big saves and has been commanding her area, shouting at her defenders. But no, it seems like they're all having a good time, and a few kids there celebrating. No, it seems great.
Ash is brilliant. He's done some stuff for us at the holiday courses in the summer. He was delighted to come up here today. But Ash has come up here, he's had some Q&A with the children, post some photos, give them some tips. He's even been high-fiving some of the goalkeepers where they've been making some great saves. So yeah, it's great to have Ash here, and any first-team players, academy players, women's players that come along and support these tournaments and these events that we're doing. It just is a massive boost for the children when they see some of their role models and players come along. It gives them that sense of, you know, they're not so out of touch as what they might see when they're seeing them, you know, at the stadium, at the Valley, playing the game. So yeah, it's great for the players to come along.
When I was 12, 13, my local team back in Perth, with the opportunity to come overseas and compete in a tournament in Poland, and looking back, yeah, to have some time with your mates and to go away to somewhere else it's exciting. And for these kids to have the opportunity to play at Wembley, that would be a lifetime memory for sure.
It's a big tournament, yeah, and hence why we get a lot of schools here, because we you know, promote the tournament, that the finals and the regionals are going to be held at some training grounds, and the finals obviously, yeah, held at Wembley. So it's a big tournament. It's a great tournament for the schools to come along to, and the EFL for putting it together. You know, yeah, as you said, it's every kid's dream to be playing there. So to get the opportunity, or at least have that opportunity, you know, within the tournament itself, it could be a great feeling for them.
Yeah, massive congratulations to all who took part, especially the winners, Danson Primary School. They now represent the club in the KFL Kids Cup tournament with the hope of making it all the way to the final at Wembley. You ever played at Wembley, Brownie? You never talked about it.
Hands up if you scored at Wembley. No? Oh, just me.
I should have done
That's unbelievable.
Do penalties count?
This is a really funny thing.
As actually scoring?
Of course they do.
Do they?
If I miss, it counts as a miss, right?
This is a true story, right? Because something happened Wednesday evening, and I've ended up waking. You know, when you wake up, you know you ain't going to get back to sleep. So it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. So I've gone downstairs, made myself a cup of tea, put the telly on. What's on? Our final at Wembley.
Really?
10 minutes gone. And I'm sitting there watching it, and it's the first time I've really watched it back.
So it's the full 90 minutes?
And everything.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So I've sat there watching it back. Firstly...
Did that send you back to sleep, or...?
No, because I couldn't believe watching the game again. But the substitutions and whatever, we went 4-3-3. We had Jonesy, Brighty and Clive, and Newt's come on for... Robbo came on. Newts went to right back, then you've come on and put Newts back there. Like, so many changes going on. Yeah. But there was no possession-based football, right? There was nothing that 100,000 people get bored with. It was end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the best ever. And I covered some Championship playoff finals, and they're dire games.
And then the tackle came out. Right?
The tackle.
Right? But it went to Stevie Jones, who I saw on Thursday, and he never stopped reminding me about it. I made 2 curbs, I made 2. So I sat through the whole, well, basically all but 10 minutes, I sat through it all. Right.
Should we talk about Ash and the community?
Yeah, go on then.
Absolutely. Because it is great to see. I mean, that's what this club is all about, and it's great to see Ash being part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and long may it continue, because I think the club's renowned for it now. You know, the community work and everything else we're doing, everything else the club does in and around the area. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking to players in the community making a difference. The men's first team were back here at the Valley on Sunday, meeting Charlton's young fans as part of the Junior Addicts Christmas party. Brandy, do you remember the Junior Addicts Christmas parties from your time as a player?
Yeah, of course. Used to drop George in the middle of that, let him cause chaos. I just stood back, like a little babysitting day for me. Go on, George, go on, get involved, son.
I mean, because Michael Appleton said during the week that the party on the Sunday was good for the players who may have been moping after what happened the day before. Again, sometimes it can put it in perspective, can't it?
Yeah. I think some things give you the opportunity to realise how lucky you are sometimes, and you know, certainly doing the community work does. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Talking of Christmas parties, any stories that we can say on air?
I've not got many I can say on air, which is sad, because actually they're great stories.
But you've got to name names.
No, I could even take the names out of it.
No,
but
you can't. Not the story you told me earlier. You can't even take the names out.
Can't you?
No.
It's so sad, because they're great stories.
Every time I come in here, I hear a different story about one of my players, and I think, no. A friend of mine who knew some security people, whatever, phoned me up and said that he's heard. It's funny now with all the phone hacking going on, Prince Harry and all that sort of stuff. he's heard that the Christmas dues, the Premier League clubs, they're going to be infiltrated by some women, girls or whatever, to try and get into the Premier League team's Christmas party and snare one of them, and you know, Sunday papers, big expose, whatever. So I got all the players in and tried to warn them off, but I don't think it works. and one player particularly went, "Oh, I don't believe all that." I said, "Listen, if a nice-looking girl comes up to you at a party,
You know it's a set-up.
like, you know it's a set-up." He went, "Oh, don't be like that." But
It's such a shame you can't name. I know that person.
I could name him. But cut a long story short, they still went out.
Okay, still did it. Brownie, were you part of that?
Yes.
I was part of
Did you have any good-looking women coming up to you that way?
I didn't.
No, I did say not just good-looking
No,
women.
even if they did,
I did say good-looking guys as well.
And even if they had, I wouldn't have been able to speak to them. I don't even know how bag Mandy, if I'm honest.
Definitely punching there, by the way.
No,
just
you're kidding.
A few things on WhatsApp, by the way. Steve on WhatsApp says you and Brownie, so that's me and Brownie, look like Men in Black.
Oh, I wish.
Have you told him why?
Oh, I'd be a great secret agent.
Have you told him why?
Why?
Because it's so cold in here.
It is cold in here.
So that's why you're wrapped up.
Well, I
I'm
didn't
not, though.
realise.
This is one layer.
I was almost going to keep my coat on. Rob Lee says on Twitter that the only...
What's he saying, what?
We battered him
He
earlier.
says on Twitter... we battered because we said about the Hall of Fame. He was gutted he wasn't in the Hall...
vote he
Because we
got.
went out Monday,
Oh,
didn't we?
yeah.
We went out Monday and he was
8%.
gutted.
8%.
He killed him with the 8%.
Keeps going on about Newcastle as well. No one cares. It's like... It's way up north and it's so far up there. No one cares.
And we only got 700 grand for him.
Yeah.
I know.
It was good to see him get upset like that, though, wasn't it?
He was
bit
very
passion.
upset.
Yeah, a bit of passion
All the
about it.
No Hall of Fame and then
thought-
8%.
I mean, he should be in it, shouldn't he?
I thought he was going
It's
to
a nice
storm off,
condescending.
right? I thought he was going to storm. I thought he was going to storm off without, you know, saying ta-ta.
Without paying.
Without paying as well. That's what I thought he was going to do. But he just stormed off.
So he does say on Twitter, the only reason Curbs is late is to avoid mine and Brownie's banter.
Okay.
So the fact he's gone to Twitter to say that
The fact he's
unbelievable. The fact someone must have told him. Yeah. And Greeny on WhatsApp says he feels for Mrs. Brown having Brownie at home as a bar humbug on Christmas Day. Greeny, you're absolutely spot on. Can you imagine him on Christmas Day? He's moody enough already, isn't he?
Just go out the back garden chipping.
Even in the snow. Okay, look, before we move on, just a reminder that half-season tickets are now on sale. Join us at the Valley with a 23-24 half-season ticket to ensure you do not miss a single moment of the action. The ideal Christmas present for friends and loved ones. A half-season ticket guarantees your seat at the Addicts' final 11 home matches of the campaign, starting with the visit of high-flying Oxford on New Year's Day. And with adult prices starting at just £160, a half-season ticket offers brilliant value for money compared with regular match day prices, saving you over £100 across the second half of the campaign. OK, well, after Sunday's Junior Addicts Christmas party, it was back to the training ground on Monday and Tuesday, and then CharltonTV spent the day with Tayo Edun. Let's have a look.
Alf, come, don't be shy. I see Karoi and that.
So cute, eh?
My boy, Lloyd Jones.
Thanks.
Standing not good enough. Time to work, man. Meant to be a big day, so gotta leave it all out there. Showtime, showtime.
What, just a day late?
Day in the life.
Oh my God.
Well, Day in the Life series has proved very popular with supporters, and you can watch the full 18 minutes episode on the club's YouTube channel. Is that a bit of your music there, Brownie?
Not particularly.
Not really, no.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't wait for 2.
Yeah, till it stopped.
Till the players went out and I could go bang.
Really?
Yeah. And put mine on.
Did the music used to do your head in?
Yeah, couldn't.
Yeah. I didn't even like it.
Who would be in charge of the music?
People that, Yuli seemed to be in charge of it. Yeah.
And can you imagine what was coming out that jukebox?
Put your penny in.
Can you imagine what was coming out? I'll go to Keith. What's he saying? What's that song? Keith,
I'm with you though. It wasn't inspiring for me.
I'm sure.
Didn't get me up for it.
I'm sure when I was here in the early '90s, it might have been Webbo who was the captain, and said, "Look, everyone chooses a song."
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then we'll have that as part. And I think that was a really good touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just rolled. What? You
just
rolled.
Your song? What? Yeah, just roll.
Oh, I don't think I got asked.
You would have got asked. Of course you would have done.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't have got asked.
I think mine was Ain't No Body.
If it was Webbo.
But anyway, I mean, he was unlucky with the penalty decision last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was outside the box. Yeah, I mean, there is an argument he could have stayed on his feet and just shepherded, but if you know you're outside the box, it was worth trying to make the block or the challenge, and the referee got it wrong. It was gone against us, but
it wasn't as if the guy was going to shoot, was it? He was just
he was going away. So
so we need VAR, do we?
VAR would have overturned it for sure, because it was outside. But I think, like I said earlier, Neil Harris will argue that they deserved that point, however it came, but it was a bit unlucky for us because that wasn't a penalty.
What have you made of Teo so far?
Well, I think when he first came in, because it's been a problem position, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. And, he came in, then he got his injury, and a few other players have gone in there and it ain't quite worked. So, yes, now he's back. He's nice and strong. I think he's got just a little bit of a problem with Corey Blackett, when to support and when not. Because I think sometimes he supports very well, but then attracts other players. Whereas I think Corey would prefer to be on his own. So, can you support perhaps on the inside? Don't always have to go on the outside, but can you support on the inside and attract players to think about you? But yeah, I think it's a dangerous partnership down that side.
I think that's a really good point actually, because sometimes if your left wing, and obviously for us it's Corey, is doing so well, as much as I'd want to bomb on, actually it's just give him the ball and support and let him try and create space, not crowd it.
Yeah.
And sometimes when Corey's not been in the game, it's maybe because it's a little bit crowded, he's not been given more space to take on his fullback one-on-one.
Yeah.
Has it helped though having a natural left-sided player, playing there, because we haven't always had that, have we?
No, we haven't always had that. No, I think in terms of Teo coming in, he wants to be on the front foot, ideally, and what I would say is he actually made a run last week, and this is sometimes when you have two attack-minded players on one side. He made a run last week that actually blocked up the channel, and the guy running with him made a block. And if he'd have left that channel open, Blackett-Taylor would have got his shot away. He loves coming inside, and there's space there. He attacks it well, and Taylor brought a runner in with him, and he made the block. So it's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, I always it depends what kind of coach you are. I always will look at a left back defensively first. We know he's good attacking, and he's doing an okay job in that respect. But yeah, I just remember, when you're playing as a partnership down that right hand side, you'll appreciate this. If you're having a good day yourself, you'll let the winger go.
Yeah.
Go on, stay as high as you like today. I'm feeling all right. And then quite the opposite if you're having a bad day. Newts would be no more than 3 yards in front of me.
Especially when you go to Old Trafford.
A bit more.
I don't know if it's coincidental that we talk about the importance of left backs when I'm here all the time, but but Barnsley play a three at the back. So then, how would you want your full backs to try and exploit their wing backs?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're looking at Charlton as the opposition, then you know where the danger is. It's down that left hand side. Well, it has been for most weeks. So how do you combat that? Depending what sort of fullback you got marking Corey Blackett, is it one who's happy? I mean, I had this argument a lot with Youngie, because we wanted to show inside, and Youngie was comfortable wanting to show people outside, but I wanted him to show him inside, and he didn't like it. He felt uncomfortable and whatever. And the reason we showed inside was that the midfield player who was tracking back would know he's showing him inside, etc. In the end, we gave up. I mean, if I was a fullback against Corey Blackett, I think I'd have to show him down the outside, because his crossing is a bit, iffy every now and then. But if he comes inside on that right foot, then there's a shot going and it's a bit dangerous. But
the goal opens up.
The thing is, he attracts a couple of players. So, you know, I think if the fullback goes in there as well, then it can get too congested for him.
I think the interesting thing about playing a back three is if you're Barnsley, are you comfortable with your right-sided centre half doing the 1v1 against Blackett-Taylor, or you're dragging your wing-back back?
Yeah.
Because the minute you drag your wing-back back, you become a back five, don't you, on either side. So, you know, I think they have a right-back that plays right-sided centre-half. So I think they're happy to leave. They might be happy to leave their right-sided centre-half against Blackett-Taylor. If I was Michael Appleton, I'd love to see that. And, you know, if he gets the better of... I think it's Jordan Williams that plays on the right side of centre-half. If he gets the better of him...
Then, you know, if they go 1-for-1 with Corey, then they're going to have an advantage somewhere else.
Yeah.
Might be having a run at Edun, you know.
Absolutely. David Doyle, watching in Granada, says he's off to watch West Indies versus England later, and a cold beer is the order of the day. Barnsley, Charlton first, David. OK, then you can do that. Tom Jackson thinks that Charlton will win 2-1. Let's move on, shall we? And one of the talking points, which has got some mainstream media coverage as well, is the battle between Alfie May and Erling Haaland for the most league goals in 2023. Haaland's picked up an injury last weekend. We're not sure if he's in the squad this weekend against Crystal Palace. But this is Alfie's for the taking, isn't it, Brownie?
Yeah, at the moment he's leading, but I'd like to see the goals to games ratio. That's what needs to be next to that column, doesn't it? Like if you've scored 29, for argument's sake, in 34 games, and you've scored 30 in 50 games, no?
You're right, but it doesn't matter. The stats will say who scored the most goals in 2023.
I don't care.
No, absolutely. And Haaland is not on the bench or in the team today as well.
No,
so it's a great opportunity, isn't it?
He's got a knock, yeah.
Oh, he's got a massive opportunity, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he's in incredible goal-scoring form. That's what I would say about Alfie in terms of... You remember when the first 5 games of the season and we kept getting the question, oh, you know, is Alfie the right man? Because he hadn't scored. And we were like, no, he's going to be fine. He's proven so.
I think you know, I've been saying for some time when he's been played as number 10 or wide out right, you can't lose him. You know, you can't lose him. But where he's gone in them positions, he's chipped in again.
Yeah.
But with the injury situation now, he's back up top.
He's a clever player, there's no doubt about it. OK, let's go a little bit hypothetical, shall we? If you had to play your Charlton side against Haaland, how would you defend against him?
Rufus.
10 behind the ball. No, it's difficult because it's not... Funny enough, he played his first game for Man City last year at West Ham, and a friend of mine's got a table there and keeps asking me to go, and I go, I'll come because I want to see Haaland. Never seen him before on TV or anything. Went to the London Stadium, first game of the season, and then I saw him for the first time. Not only does he come short and hold the ball up, goes long, he's quick, he makes fantastic runs. He's just an unbelievable player, and I can't work out why no one else was quite interested in him. Looking at him, he's got everything.
I think they all were, and the fee says 50 million, but I think there's another 50 million to
agents
gone somewhere else and stuff.
No, he's the absolute fantastic centre forward.
Yeah. If Pep agreed to a swap, Alfie for Erling, how many goals would Alfie score for City?
That's an interesting one. Because if you're playing in that side and you're a goal scorer, he'll score. Yeah, he'll score. The amount of chances they make, he'll score.
How many would Erling score for Charlton right now?
We struggle.
Especially if we played him wide right. No, Alfie wins it hands down. Alfie's the man.
Yeah, but look, you have to say, all things being said, that's a really impressive... The fact that we're talking about Alfie and Erling Haaland, of course, different levels.
We said last week when the capture come up, take a screenshot of that and get it framed.
Yeah,
because Mo Salah's in there.
Consistency as well, by the way. It's over 3 seasons, and he's the League One's top scorer over 3 seasons. So there's a consistency to it as well. And with all due respect, in an unfavoured team, you know, and he's banging in goals left, right, and centre. So fair play. Absolutely. Well done, Alfie, and hopefully you get on the score sheet again today and go even further away from some guy called Erling Haaland. Not long now until we cross over to Oakwell. Just a reminder for those at home watching on YouTube and Twitter to get your live streaming match pass now. Just £10 to be able to watch Charlton TV's
production of today's game. And Brownie, you and I went to Oakwell last season, didn't we?
We stood right there, weren't we?
Yeah,
right in that corner.
The viewers can't see that screen.
Oh, of course, I've done it again. It's only about the 5th time I've done it. You'd think I'd learn by now, when it's only been 3 years.
Brownie, all they're looking at is you.
I know. It's only been 3 years. Eh?
That's why they go to make